What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Swift Stadium. It's your boy Pat with my cousin Mikey. We're about to get into that Week 4 preview of the NFL. Let's go. Tomorrow we're starting off with the Cowboys and the Giants. What are you thinking with that game?
I'm thinking the Cowboys they're gonna whoop their ass. Excuse the language, but I think the Cowboys will come out with it. I don't think the Giants they beat they who did they just beat? The Browns.
They look pretty good though in that win.
'Cause the Browns are
They
incompetent.
look bad.
They have a horrible quarterback. Their quarterback
Yeah, I
isn't.
know, but their defense is okay. It's stout, I guess.
It was just Malik Neighbors, and Malik Neighbors is a freaking superstar. So
He's good. He's very good. He was beefing with Stephon Diggs, I believe, online.
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs, there you go. They were going at it.
Yeah.
It's corny beef, though, if you ask me. Um, I could see the Cowboys winning for sure. I mean, Dak looked okay last week compared to the other first 2 weeks. He's looking a little better in week 3, and I expect him to start to hit his stride coming up. I don't see any reason why the Cowboys should lose to the Giants. But one thing, the whoever loses the game is going to be the last seed in that division. So they're playing for bragging rights. They're playing for a lot of reasons right now. Usually the Cowboys beat the Giants, but I don't know if you remember, but last year, the season opener, the Cowboys started the year 40-0, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was the score, 40-0 at home for the Giants. So I'm sure in the locker room, they know about that game and they do not want to repeat it. And the Cowboys defense is looking mighty weak, so I don't see any reason why the Giants shouldn't try to come and capitalize. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, I honestly don't see the Giants winning the game at all. At all, I don't think they'll win.
I don't think they're gonna win, but I could see them. I would give them like if I was looking at percentage wise, I'll give them like 10%, 20%, but that's a percent though, like it's not like I don't give them 0% chance to win that game. I do give them some type of chance
Yeah.
because the Cowboys have, the Saints just demolished them 2 weeks ago and they're not looking as good as they've looked in the past, you know.
The regular season warrior.
Mhm.
The regular season warrior.
Oh, they're definitely a regular season team. They don't do nothing in the playoffs. But like they're trying to change that, but with the highest paid or second highest paid QB and wide receiver tandem, they're pretty stuck with that for a few years, you know?
Them paying both of them all that money basically made them like they didn't allow them to get Derrick Henry in free agency
I
because
mean, I mean,
Derrick Jones was saying that they couldn't afford him. That's the reason that they didn't get Derrick Henry.
I'm surprised more teams weren't after Derrick Henry. He ended up with a contender,
Who was
a
that?
Super Bowl contender. Huh?
I don't think it wasn't that like nobody was after him. It was just like that he wanted to go somewhere that because I guess I'm pretty sure that he told like the Titans like that he wanted to go like to the Ravens or something like that. I don't think it was just like a because he went in free agency or was it a trade?
He was a free agent. He signed with them. That's what I mean. And there wasn't so many teams after him. There wasn't. I didn't hear about no teams after him over the summer. I really did. I didn't hear no team after him. And then I just out of nowhere just sign with the Ravens. It wasn't like something like that was out there. Like, oh, Chargers pursuing. I didn't hear about nobody pursuing.
I didn't even see about the Cowboys trying to pursue him because they
Yeah, me
couldn't.
neither. Me neither. I think it was just fluff, to be honest with you. Like they put a lot of fluff in the air and act like they're gonna make all these moves. They didn't make no moves. If you all in, you making moves, and they didn't make no moves for a team that's all in. You know, they want to do things the old school way. They want to hold out, hold out, hold out, and all it's doing is costing them more money. That's the same thing the 49ers do, and it has not worked out for the 49ers either. Nick Bosa got paid more than he would have got paid if it was earlier. Ayuk, everybody they end up paying. Fred Warner, everybody that got paid more than they would have got paid if they would have just signed them in the beginning. Like if you were gonna sign the guy, might as well just sign him when the time is up. Debo's part of that too. Kittle, they all got signed
I see
more
that.
money than they would have got if they would have just signed them a month earlier or 2 months earlier.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably all around the league though as well because the Jets, they did the same thing with Quinn and Williams.
I mean, I guess, well, your coach came from San Francisco too, so that's probably why they have that mentality. And if you look at the way the Lions did, the Lions paid their wide receiver right away. There's teams that do pay right away, and it's better for you. Like it costs you more money if you wait. Like this isn't the same league it was 5, 10 years ago. You can't deal with players the same way you used to deal with them before. It's a different game now. So you got them winning Thursday night football. I don't see how they lose, even though it's over here in MetLife Stadium.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yeah. It's a home game for the Giants. Over the weekend, I'm looking forward to that Saints Falcons game.
Yeah,
Just because
divisional game.
yeah, it's a division, both teams don't look, not the Falcons, they don't look great, but
That's
they got that game taken away from them,
pretty stout, honestly.
Yeah,
They
they got that game taken away from them. And then Saints, I want to see more from the Saints to see if they're a real team or if they're just,
defenders.
if they could continue what they were doing for the whole year. Who you got winning? That's in Atlanta, that game.
Oh, I don't know. I think Falcons will bounce back off the loss. I think
I do
they'll
too. Even though the Saints lost too. The
right.
Saints lost a tough one to the Eagles.
Yeah, it's at home. I don't know. I think the Falcons will win. I got the Falcons, yeah.
Yeah, I got the Falcons winning that game too. They got a veteran QB over there and Kirk Cousins, and they got some weapons over there. They
Derek
do
Carr.
got some type of weapons over there.
Derek Carr's on fire as well, though.
Yeah, yeah, he's putting up great numbers. Would have been nice to draft him in fantasy, but nobody was thinking, let me hurry up and get Derek Carr. And I do remember Kamara got picked like a few picks before me. If he would have fell to me, I would have picked him.
Yeah.
Just off the name, like just
Yeah.
being real. It's not that I knew he was gonna be so great, but just because the name, I would have just grabbed him. Like, oh, Alvin Kamara.
Going into the draft, I didn't really see like Kamara as like an option. I didn't think I thought honestly, I thought he was like
Yeah, he's
already
beat up. Yeah, he's beat up.
yeah, but he's he's showing that he's still got it.
Oh, with all them touchdowns in one game. I don't think I've seen that before.
That's Kamara. That's been Kamara.
Yeah, but he got four
Yeah, that's been Kamara.
in one game. Four?
He had 6 touchdowns in Christmas a few years ago.
Ooh, I forgot about that one. That
Yeah,
game was good too.
yeah, that was really
It's
good.
the injuries that has been holding him back.
And
But he's
also,
old
he
though
had
too. He's
legal
like
trouble as
28,
well.
29.
He's had legal trouble too. I think he got like a charge for like battery or something like that. Like,
He had
yeah,
aggravated assault, I believe it was he had. Yeah. That's why a lot of teams didn't want to touch him anyway. Like as far as trades go, because the Saints were looking to trade him a couple years ago. After that, after all the trouble, but nobody really pulled the trigger on that. What do you think about the Broncos Jets? Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Jets. Honestly, it's my team, but
Is
not
that
even
a Harvard pick?
not even being biased. Honestly, I got the Jets because the Broncos they just lost their leading tackler Alex Singleton. Um, I don't know. I have the Jets. The Aaron Rodgers is I wouldn't say on fire yet, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
gonna
realistic.
be on
I'm not,
fire.
I'm not saying he's on fire yet, but if he keeps going, these this stretch of like few games that we have, I
I
think
mean,
we'll
coming into the season, I had the Jets going 4-1 with the first 5 games.
yeah,
I had them losing to San Francisco and winning the next four. But, and that's a big but, I didn't see the Vikings being who the Vikings have been so far. So you got Broncos this week, and you don't want to look past them because their defense has been extremely sharp.
right, but they just lost
And
their
you don't want to look past them and just be looking at the Vikings next. But the Vikings is going to be a super test next week,
yeah.
unless the Vikings come down to earth this week, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Mhm.
Stranger things have happened.
And it'd be Sam Darnold's revenge game.
Yeah. I think a lot of it with Sam Darnold is that the problem is like he got thrown into the fire.
He had nobody around him. He had
No, but
no.
he got thrown into the fire too. Like
No.
these rookie quarterbacks, they get thrown into the fire. I heard an interview where he said that he learned from Brock Purdy how to study film. How do you learn from a guy that came after you? And that's because Brock Purdy was under two different people first. You know, they buried him on the bench, you know. Even though Shanahan says that he knew, like in training camp, he knew. But if you know that somebody's better, then why the hell you playing other people? I
Especially
don't know
Trey
about that.
Lance.
That sounds suspect to me, huh?
Especially Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. If it wasn't for Brock Purdy, people would still be calling for their heads for that pick, trading up to get him.
That was like one of the worst picks in 49ers history.
No, but you could say that, but in hindsight, you look at the rest of the quarterbacks that got drafted that year. Who's good? Mac Jones, Justin Fields on his second team.
Yeah, but he's 3-0 right now with the Steelers.
Yeah, yeah. Has he looked great?
No, but he's
I
winning's
think I honestly I think that's a fraudulent 3-0.
yeah, you're right.
You know that's not a real 3-0. Even the Chiefs 3-0 is pretty fraudulent too. The Chiefs have not looked like the best team. Neither have they. Those two teams might have a 3-0 record, but they don't look like a 3-0 team. Not to me. There's 2-1 teams that look better than them. You know, Vikings look better than both those teams. That's for sure. Vikings just smacked the Texans around like if it was nothing, and people got Texans as their AFC pick.
Mhm.
So that's saying something.
Mhm.
The 49ers got the Patriots this week. I literally like a couple days ago, I rewatched 49ers versus the Patriots from 2012. It was like a banger. The 49ers were winning 31-3 or 31-0. And the Patriots, that's when they had Tom Brady. They came back all the way to tie the game, and then we won at the end. You know, like that game was a crazy game. I remember it was a Kaepernick game. That's when we had Randy Moss.
You remember watching it?
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I looked online like 49ers Patriots games, and then I saw that one. I was like, oh, I remember this. And I was like, oh, let me look for it on YouTube real quick. Saw it, it was epic, epic game, epic. You know, Randy Moss. We didn't get him a ring, but neither did the Patriots either. So I don't know about I don't know about you needing to have a great wide receiver to win a Super Bowl.
You don't.
I don't think that's the formula. I
I don't.
just don't like you need competent wide receivers. You don't need like the best wide receiver in the league and then you win because you have too much money in that wide receiver room and that's not the wave, you know. Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs. Exactly. That's where you're gonna go with it. Yeah, Hill leaving the Chiefs and look at them. Like,
Yep, absolutely.
and what's Hill doing right now?
Miami Dolphins.
No. But what did he just do this weekend? Like,
Oh yeah, he had seven
it was
points.
like he wasn't at the game, basically.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, he had his third string quarterback, and but I don't know. You think
Exactly.
he's coming back this year or no?
Yeah, I do. I see him coming back for sure. He got a lot of passion, the guy, man. I give him credit because he got a lot of passion. He likes to play. Um, I personally never liked him. Even coming out of college, I was like, he's not it. I always thought he wasn't it. He seems a bit soft to me. But how soft can somebody be when they take all these concussions and they still want to play? You know what I mean? Like I could call him soft if I feel like it, but and I'm not anymore based on that. Like this guy will get hit after hit after hit, and he just wants to come and keep playing. Like last year, I felt real bad for him. That one game where he got up and he was like, and then he like fell again. You know, like that game was that was crazy. You know, like I felt bad. I thought after that game, I thought like they're gonna think about it, and I don't think he's gonna get paid like that. And then when they paid him, I was like, whoa, they just paid him. I didn't see them pay
I
him.
was surprised that they paid him.
I didn't think they were gonna pay him at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was a done deal. Like he's not gonna get paid. He's gonna play out the My prediction, my real prediction was he's gonna play out the contract, and Dallas is gonna be fed up with Prescott. They're gonna let him walk, and Miami was gonna sign Dak Prescott, and then they were not gonna do anything for the future. I'm talking about this is what I was assuming for next year.
Yeah.
I didn't think Dallas was gonna resign him. And this is to end the year, I thought this, not over the summer when they were going through their drama.
Right.
But if you remember, Tua got paid pretty early anyway. Tua got paid early in the summer, in the
Mhm.
off season, rather. Who you got for Monday Night Football?
What is that?
Seahawks Lions, I believe. Seahawks Lions.
Uh,
Seahawks is another one, 3-0.
yeah, I don't know, they're pretenders too. Honestly, I don't. They're not a 3-0 team. Um, I got the Lions prime time. Where is it at? Is it a Lions home or as Seahawks?
I want to say it's in Detroit. I want to say it's in Detroit. Let me see.
Either or, honestly, I still
I
got
got my
the.
computer right here. I can check my computer. It is. Yeah, it's in Detroit. It's in Detroit. It is in Detroit. I could definitely. Nah, Detroit's gonna win that game.
The Lions.
They usually win games they're supposed to. That's one thing that I noticed from last year and this year. They kind of beat the teams they're supposed to. So I don't see any reason why they should lose to the Seahawks. And the Seahawks is 49ers division, so I don't want them to beat them either. So I don't want to speak it into existence.
Right.
Just keep it in real. I don't want to speak it into existence. Like let them lose. So I think they're gonna lose. I've said a few times. And as far as Sunday Night Football goes, we got the Bills Ravens. Now that's something I want to take a look at. Bills Ravens. That's definitely a must watch for me.
Um, Josh Allen is playing MVP caliber. He's in MVP caliber. He's gonna. I think he's my pick for the MVP this year.
Was he your pick before the year started?
No,
Okay.
no,
So are you going to be able to change it again in the future, or?
no. But I mean, by the way he's playing, that's my pick honestly. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. At the beginning of the season, I had Lamar Jackson.
Okay, but let me point out, if you're saying that he's going to be the MVP, I'm pretty sure then he's winning your division then. And you say you were going to sweep the Bills. So do you still think that you're going to sweep the Bills and he's going to get MVP? Because if the Jets sweep the Bills, he is not getting the MVP.
We're probably gonna lose. We're gonna end up losing once to them because he's doing really good over there.
And
So
nowadays, like the way they do with the MVP award is like with narratives, basically.
yeah,
The narrative, like, oh, Dak's the MVP. And then 49ers smoked them, and then all of a sudden, oh, Brock Purdy. It's between Brock Purdy and Lamar Jackson. Then we lost to the Ravens, and oh, now Brock Purdy wasn't it. Now, oh, Lamar Jackson's the MVP. So like I don't really get how they do this now anymore with the MVP. Like from week to week, they're just switching the narrative. So
yeah,
I'm not a fan of it. Like last year showed me like not to be a fan of the MVP because and if you think about it, look, Lamar Jackson got the MVP again. That's beautiful. But what does he do in the playoffs? My man shrinks in the playoffs. And I'm a Lamar Jackson fan. I really am. But when it comes to the playoffs, he's anemic. He's another Dak Prescott. I don't know who's worse in the playoffs. So hopefully for them, for their sake, not for my sake, but hopefully for their sake, Henry's healthy at the end of the year and they could feed him the ball in the playoffs because he ain't it, Lamar Jackson. With that great defense, I believe his defense is allowing less than 17 points in the playoffs in the losses. In the losses. So that means the defense is holding teams to like 17 points and you can't deliver. Like that's serious right there. Whereas Patrick Mahomes, his defense letting up 21 in the playoffs, and they're winning those games. I mean, even the games they're losing, that's what I meant to say. The games they're losing, putting up the defense letting 21 points. Yours is letting up 17 or less, which is nothing, and you can't deliver 20 points. I'm a big believer in if your defense holds a team under 20, you should win the game. And if you lose, now it's on the offense automatically.
That's a good way to go by it. Yeah, that is a good way to go by it. But I don't know. I think because if Ravens like they won last year a playoff game. They ended up getting to the what was it, the AFC Championship?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, but they lost.
yeah. But I don't know. They have a
Yeah,
chance.
he didn't look good in that game. He
Got to
didn't
get
look
past
good at
the
all
Jets.
in that game.
You heard?
What was that?
We got to get past the Jets this year as well. So
I
mhm.
mean, well, so you got Josh Allen winning MVP, so that means he's in the playoffs too, and you gotta get past them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll end up seeing what happens. But also my comeback player of the year will be Aaron Rodgers, I think.
I mean,
Or I think
the
maybe
narrative game in the NFL,
say it again.
or who?
Sam Darnold,
I mean, if Sam Darnold plays
how he is.
maybe even a little bit less than what he's playing, and he plays the whole year like that, I don't see how you don't give it to him.
Yeah,
But Aaron Rodgers is coming off a big time injury, and you know,
he lights it up.
they'll probably give it to him over Sam Darnold. It's a narrative game.
Yeah,
It's a narrative game. And Aaron Rodgers plays for the New York Jets, which is more popular, more important than the Vikings in the eyes of the NFL. So that factors in always. Those type of things factor in to who gets the awards. Well, Mikey, I'm gonna let you go. This has been a week 4 preview. Tomorrow we will watch Thursday Night Football, Giants Cowboys. This pod will come out the day of. So, any last words before we head out?
Ready for this week? Be back next week.
Yes, indeed. We will be back 2-2 as the 49ers will stomp the Patriots. Mark my word. I'm looking at 31-7 or 31-6. That's even if they get a touchdown. They're either gonna get 2 field goals or a touchdown. We are stomping them boys out. I feel bad because I got Stevenson on my fantasy team. He's not gonna do much this week either, like last week. But let's leave it right there. Thank you for joining me at Swift Stadium. Mikey Cuz, Pap, have a good one. Deuces.